showtime. Woo, woo. Woo, 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 woo. Styling and profiling. Woo, It's live and in color. Woo!
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. I am Tommy, and I would say on the Buffalo Fan Base Network, but there was a problem tonight. We'll be back next week on the Buffalo Fan Base Network. But I am Tommy to the highest degree, to the TOP from the 313. And by my side is my main man, my Toucan Sam, the one they call the Apex Man, Mr. Mikey. Happy Monday. Happy Victory Monday.
That's right, brother. Victory Monday. Back on track. And as Josh Allen said in that piece, I'm back, baby.
Yeah, I'm back.
Did you catch that clip of Josh saying that?
No.
The Bills put out a thing, right? And it was like, you know, sights and sounds from yesterday's game, and it was after he threw the 81-yarder.
Okay,
he's on the sideline. He put his helmet down. And he turned to everyone and said, "I'm back, baby."
I love it. There you go. See, I'm telling you, we haven't seen that side of Josh for a while now. So love it. I love it. Let's get to some of the comments here.
Casey
already.
will win what? What are you talking about, Jason?
He's saying the Super Bowl because I think he's talking about all together because the refs love the Chiefs.
Oh my God! Although they love both of these teams that are playing tonight. The first touchdown the Eagles got, there was a whole blatant holding that the refs missed, and then the second touchdown that the Chiefs got, there was blatant offensive pass interference. The refs just didn't.
Right.
The guy, you know, boxed out two defenders, so Kelsey can get a wide open touchdown.
Yep.
So bad.
DJ Spangler, if there's a will, there's a way.
There's a way.
Damn real, man. So I say 1 down, 6 more to go. Let's just keep that in mind. 1 down, 6 to go.
Tommy's got an advent calendar for the Bills playoff scenario.
I do. I really do. I mean, I'm telling you, man, they can't drop. They can't drop, but 10 is pushing it. I gotta say 10 wins is ooh,
no,
it's scary.
We need 11.
I want 11. Yeah, I think
we need to go. We would
need a lot of help for exactly. That's how I see it. Yep. And we already got the 1, so now we need to go. What? We got 6.
We need to go 5 and 1.
5 and 1.
5 and 1 the rest of the way.
That's right. So, you know,
I would prefer to
just
go
6-0. Right?
Yeah, I'd prefer to go 6-0 and go in just scorching hot into the playoffs.
That's right.
Let me guess. Taylor Swift is there? No, she's still in.
Oh, not there on her tour. Or
yeah,
whatever?
she had to postpone a thing or something like that. They were talking about it earlier.
Okay.
You know,
all right.
You know, so she won't be back in the States until tomorrow for the Thanksgiving with the Kelseys. If you follow anything that the ESPN tells you.
Right.
I've learned more about Taylor Swift in the last 2 months than I ever did in her entire career.
I never was a fan, but I mean, I get it. You know, she's popular. It is what it is.
Shakir will be wide receiver 2 before you know it. Shakir will never be technically wide receiver 2, but he will be wide receiver 2.
Right.
Shakir is that Beasley type replacement.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know,
he's definitely starting to get the trust of Josh Allen and get the trust of the OC. And I want to credit Ken Dorsey a little bit too, because Ken Dorsey played a part in this before he left. He was using Shakir more. Granted, obviously Dawson Knox being out, but Dorsey did get Shakir involved more. So good for Dorsey for doing that as well. And good for Joe Brady for understanding Shakir could be used in this offense and be a weapon. Like I said, man, sometimes it takes a little time for Josh and the coordinators to really get a feel for a player. And I think they're starting to get that feel for Shakir, that he's a playmaker and he's a yards after catch guy. And that's something that the Bills have been missing for a long time. So it's good to see.
Yep, I want to hit Connor's question. It says,
Yeah.
question, how confident are you guys in this on this week's game? What percentage chance we got against the Eagles? It's 50-50. You know, well, I'll tell you, I feel more confident about this week's Bills game coming up after listening to the press conferences last night
Right.
and then watching Cover One's film room today. McDermott talked about listening to the coaches, you know, in his ear, in-game adjustments, something
Right.
they saw, and then Cover One went out and broke it down, showed something happened on the very first play when we had to kick the field goal after the first turnover on our first drive, and they countered it on the next drive. Like, you saw the in-game adjustments, the chess games, the things that we've been saying that our coaches just don't do, right?
Right. Don't do well. Right. Don't do it all.
The Bengals, they're always adjusted against us, and we never made a counter. Last night, Joe Brady and the offensive coaching staff made counters all night long, and it's why the offense was so good. When they saw that the Jets did something, and they saw that they put a counter on it. You saw clips of the entire offense on the sideline with Shula. I think it was Shula. You know, all sitting around talking about the changes after the first drive.
Right.
Like, you didn't see that under Dorsey at all.
Yeah, no doubt. Like I said, man, it's a step in the right direction. You know, but obviously there is, you know, I've gotten a few messages today, like comments on our live, you know, show from last night, or live the post game. You know, some people are still not believing. Some people, and I gotta say, I get it. Like, I understand that it's only one game, but I will say this: it's one game against, because, you know, a lot of people are the Jets offense. I get that part. But we also played probably one of the best defenses in the NFL, and out of all these 6 games that we have remaining, in my opinion, is the better defense out of all 6 games that we're going to be playing. So the real question was, in this going into the Jets game, was not really what our defense can do against the Jets' terrible offense, is what can the Bills' offense do against that elite defense, right? I mean, let's be real. We're not, you know what I'm saying? So the Bills' offense scored 32 points, the most points the Jets defense has given up all year. So you gotta at least go, hey, you know what? That's definitely a big step in the right direction. Whether you want to, like, say, hey, it doesn't do shit, doesn't prove shit, I get it. But you got to also be understanding of that was a big moment for this offense. And I'm glad to see it. So you should be too, as a Bills fan, to go, hey, look what they did against one of the best NFL defenses. So we'll see moving forward, like everyone else was saying, and I agree with that. But we got to take it one game at a time. We got to think of this like it's a playoff. Like, these are our playoffs right now. So let's just play our best ball. We got 6 games remaining, but that was a big step, man. So that's all I got to say with that one.
No, and as Jason said, when they say that, hit the okay clip. You know.
Okay.
All right.
So here we go.
Okay. And that's how we feel about those that don't want to believe. Listen, I asked if we could, you know, after the Monday night game, I asked if we could win another game. If you remember, I went down this. Then they canned Dorsey, and was it all Dorsey's fault? No. Right. But you saw last night how Joe Brady actually schemed guys open.
Absolutely.
And that was the difference. You know, it was a true scheme. It wasn't just a bunch of option routes. Now, we still had some option routes in there.
Right.
But we truly schemed guys open, you know.
Right.
And that's what we were missing. We found the easy buttons for Josh. You know, they changed his reads from deep to short to deep last night.
Right.
You know, they still built in him taking deep shots and aggressive throws, so he was willing to take those checkdowns. If you just ask him to take checkdowns all day long, Orlovsky said it today. He's like, if you just ask Josh to check down all day long, he's gonna get bored, and he's gonna get aggressive, and he's gonna get frustrated when things don't go right, and he's gonna take those shots on his own. If you build them into your game plan of still taking those shots, he's much more willing to take those checkdowns because he knows you're going to give him that shot play that he needs.
Right.
And you saw it last night. Saleh talked about it after the game. we expected Josh to play more hero ball, and he didn't. He played a patient, decisive game.
Correct.
Because
that's
Brady and the coaches.
Absolutely, and that's also Josh Allen understanding what happened to Ken Dorsey probably as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of the plays that maybe his play also had something to do with it a little bit. And he doesn't just want to make another OC look bad, right? Real bad. And I'm not saying that Ken Dorsey, like I said, he played a big role, a part of this offense the way it was stalling, but the turnovers didn't help, obviously. But this was more for me as, that change was, like I said, I think just Ken Dorsey not understanding his personnel, not being creative enough. And that's really what ultimately led to this decision. Obviously, the offense, he had no answer. And I said it for weeks. The players, everyone seemed like they were looking for an answer that Dorsey or McDermott couldn't give.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a problem, right? So with this change, like I said, the playbook's going to remain the same, guys. It's just going to be a little slight tweaks, right? A little bit of sprinkling, a little bit of maybe a new play here and there for that upcoming game to throw the defense off a little bit. But I love what I saw. And I expect him to get better as an OC, like at least for this team as the season goes on. Hopefully this team can rally behind Joe Brady, rally together. The defense can also just really keep doing what they're doing. But yeah, man, I like what I saw. Was it perfect? No, but it was definitely a huge step in the right direction for this offense.
Yep. Jason comes in and says, major question on something Tommy said earlier. If Lenny comes up, who goes down? Nobody has to go down. Lenny's on the practice squad. You can elevate him twice before you have to sign him to the thing. I don't think we see Lenny until after the bye. I really don't.
Yeah, it's a tough one for me because I think what they could do, and I was thinking about earlier, Ty Johnson plays special teams. I mean, you could still keep all four running backs. You could still make them all four active because you can make, obviously, James Cook, obviously Murray's active, right? Those guys aren't going anywhere. I think you can make Ty Johnson still a special team player, keep him on special teams and make it active. Kind of like Nyheim Hines was active and really wasn't used on the offense. And then if you really are intrigued with Fournette or Joe Brady is and McDermott, just to kind of see how he plays a role in this offense, if he can be a playmaker, then yeah, I mean, I don't see what the harm would be by bringing him up. But that would be up to them. I just feel like Ty Johnson would be. I don't want to get overhyped with what I saw. I think he's a good player, right? I think he's a good player. But I don't know if he's on a Fournette level. But I also don't know what Fournette's conditioning is right now.
Yeah,
I don't know how caught up he is with the offense. You got to remember, Ty Johnson's been here really since when they picked him up in the offseason. I believe he left for a minute and then came back. Is that right? Or he's always been on the practice squad? Okay.
He came to us after he was released from the Jets.
Okay. So he never left. Okay. So he's super familiar, obviously, with the playbook guys. So that's a bonus for him when it comes to Ty Johnson. But I still say he made one play. It was great. I love it. But Fournette is the guy that's won a Super Bowl. He's a proven back. He's exactly what we wanted in Damian Harris, right? Who's not probably coming back. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I just don't see it happening. So I would definitely, when he's ready, I would call him up. And I don't know what they do with, like I said, I don't know what they do with Ty Johnson. If he's a good special teams or not, maybe they do wind up keeping him up there on the 53. Game day, exactly. Not dressed or.
And listen, I wouldn't be surprised if I saw Latavius Murray at game day inactive once. Due to his age and how much he's played through this year, they may want to start getting him ready and limiting his snaps towards going into the
maybe.
Playoff.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that's what they're going to do, but
right.
there's four backs. You can have three of them game day active. You figure out which three you want. Maybe if playoff Lenny's going to get more majority of the carries that Latavius would get, maybe it doesn't make sense to have Latavius that day active. Just to see what Lenny's got. And then you make your decision.
I might make that decision after I see Fournette.
I'll be perfectly honest. I don't think we're going to see Fournette until after the bye.
No, I agree. It was just weird they sent that tweet out that saying like he's ready to roll, and then it hasn't happened.
Well,
2 weeks ago.
McDermott said it in his press conference that he's still getting caught up. It
Yeah,
won't
I
be
figured that.
long, but
Right,
I
right.
have a feeling it's going to be after the bye.
It makes
And
sense. More time.
I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
see Ty Johnson just being a game day inactive with Lenny coming up to see what he's got. Because I'm with you. I don't want to put Lenny in there and deactivate Murray because if something goes wrong, then you lose that
Right.
backup. But
Right.
but at the same time, you know, this is McDermott, and we
Have no idea
inactivate
anymore.
Puna Ford every freaking week.
I have no idea with them
So,
anymore. Real quick, before we move on.
yeah.
Our buddies over at Nickel City Mafia, Mike over there, is doing a really, really good thing. It's a charity. It's the Punt Foundation, and it's for a kid who has cancer, stage 4. His name's Cardell. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this this video. And by the way, if you guys want to donate, the link is in the description. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this now, and then we'll get back to football after.
Welcome, everyone. This holiday season, Nickel City Mafia is honored to be partnered with the Punt Foundation, based out of Buffalo, New York, whose mission is to provide financial and emotional support to families facing a pediatric cancer diagnosis. This is the second year in a row that Nickel City Mafia will be adopting a family for the holidays to provide additional assistance to them. The money for the family will help pay their mortgage and other things as they fight for their child's life. This year, we will be helping a single mom with 2 children. Cardell is all boy. He loves cars, trucks, dirt bikes, superheroes, sports, and the Buffalo Bills. He's the sweetest big brother and loves his little sister. In early October, Cardell was diagnosed with stage 4 diffuse midline glioma, which is a very aggressive tumor that begins in the brain or spinal cord. In the words of his mom, Kirsten, "I am not taken. There's not much more we can do if the radiation doesn't work," as an answer. We are currently finishing radiation and working to obtain second opinions as far as treatment from St. Jude's, Mayo Clinic, a Philadelphia pediatric oncology hospital, and more. Please keep us in your continued prayers as we navigate to find the best possible care for Cardell. From all of us here at Nickel City Mafia, we ask that you please help this beautiful family in need. Donate using the link down below in the description of this video and share it with friends, family, co-workers, and social media platforms. Thank you all from the bottom of our hearts.
That's a tough one, man. So guys, do what you can if you have it to donate. I did myself. Like I said, you don't have to, but it's going to a good cause. So the link is in the description.
It's always sad with kids. It's always sad.
Yeah, it's rough, man. Rough. So Cardell, I don't know if you listen to Mafia Sports Report. I know you listen to Nickel City. So if you do listen to this, man, keep fighting on, man. Be a warrior, and you know, I my thoughts and prayers go out to that family.
Yeah. What's going on? Amy comes in and says, "Hope Dawson Knox makes it back in time for the Chiefs. 88 shines against Kansas City." He does. McDermott said today that he's eligible to come off, but he's not ready yet. Give him 2 more weeks. There's a chance that he will be ready for the Chiefs game. So that'd be nice to get him back as well. Although I don't think it changes much from the fact of I think Kincaid is now tight end 1. He's been so good, Tommy. And his blocking's gotten so much better.
His blocking's improving, guys. And that's a
is.
dangerous thing for the rest of the NFL. I'm loving every bit of Dalton Kincaid. I said it today in a video I did. This guy's going to be a star in this league, man. I'm telling you right now. This season is nothing. Like, I'm telling you guys. Seasons to come, you're going to see this guy Pro Bowl level type tight end.
All pro type.
Yeah, eventually all pro, but I love what I see from him. He's gaining the trust from both Josh and the OC. He's just a good kid too, man. So glad to see it. And it's going to be interesting, by the way, when Dawson Knox returns, because supposedly he's almost ready. So what do they do? I'm very curious. I mean, obviously going to play. He's going to block. It's not a bad thing. I just hope that they don't go away from Kincaid now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I have a strong feeling with this new offense coaching staff. That's not happening. Nickel City comes in and says, "We appreciate you guys sharing. We appreciate you doing it." You know,
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
Bringing it to light. So
Absolutely.
keep up the fight. I'm done with Page Wednesday. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yep, absolutely. The Mafia's family. He's Mafia.
Yep. Absolutely.
Kincaid's gonna be huge. It's just the start. It's the best part about it is like all this is just the start for a lot of what we're seeing. Obviously Gabe probably won't be here at the end of the year, but that's okay.
Right.
Steph's gonna be back, Shakir's gonna be back, Kincaid's gonna be back, Knox is gonna be back, and we draft ourselves another wide receiver that fits in that spot. I have a feeling we're gonna see Gabe, Hardy, and Sherfield will probably be gone. Sherfield may even resign. He really loves Buffalo and he bought a house here. So he may come back, which I would like to see because I would like to see what he can actually
Sherfield.
Yeah.
Man, I feel bad for that kid. I do, man. I really think I think he's better than. Yeah, I think he's better than what he's shown. He just hasn't had a lot of opportunities. It's really, I mean, I don't know what to say with him. It is a 1-year deal. I feel bad, obviously, about out, but it's just like, hey, you still got to show something on the field. But maybe you're right. Maybe it's just not enough targets. Maybe just Josh hasn't really built that connection with him. We have guys. Here's the thing, though. We have a lot of weapons. We do, and it can't be always spread around like crazy. Like everyone's going to get their hands on the ball. Like there's going to be some weeks where certain players just don't have a lot of targets, and Sherfield's on the bottom of the list right now with that. So
I mean, he gets about 8 to 10 snaps a game on offense.
Yeah, right.
But he doesn't get very many targets. But he's great in the run game.
Good at blocking.
He's good special teams player. He's a depth wide receiver to where if somebody got hurt, he'd be able to step up and play that position.
Yeah.
So far, we've just been really healthy on offense for the most part.
Yeah, it's crazy. Offensive line. What's going on there?
Receivers, they've all been pretty healthy to this point.
No, absolutely. And it's a good knock on wood because we can't afford injuries on both sides of the ball. So luckily for our offense, it's been relatively healthy throughout the whole season. I mean, Josh got a little banged up, but he's fine now. But yeah, man, it's been crazy to see, especially I think more so the offensive line has been healthy. I mean, that's wild. We're going to week 12 with the same lineup. I mean, I don't know how
awesome.
That is unbelievable. Like most people don't even talk about it, but think about it, guys. When is the last time we could really sit back and go, man, you know what? We're 12 weeks in and we have the same fucking lineup on the offensive line. That's insane to me. Also, too, you know what I was thinking of, Mikey, today? I did a video talking about Leonard Floyd because he was up on the stock up, stock down. So obviously,
did they say stock down? This is that out of them.
I know. By the way, I love that because I do get a lot of my stuff from this. So Bill's Wire, but no, he said stock up. But I was thinking the other day, when is the last player to have 10 plus sacks for the Buffalo Bills? And I was thinking it's probably Lorenzo. So
I'm trying to think.
I don't think Hughes. Was it Hughes? Maybe
it was Hughes.
Hughes. Okay. I said Zoe. I don't know why, but now I'm thinking probably Hughes, right?
I think it was Jerry.
And then Zoe before him, correct? Yep. Zoe. And then before him, who? Mario Williams, maybe?
Yep.
My God. Yep. So we haven't had a lot.
So that was my point. Like even Jordan Phillips' big year, he had 9.5.
You're right.
He led the team.
You're right. Absolutely. You're right. So see, it's been a while, dude. So Floyd's gonna, I expect at least, what is he at, 9.5 now? I think is going to get, God, he's on pace to get what, 13?
13, 14? 13,
right?
14?
12.5, 13, 14, somewhere. Okay, damn, dude, that's, guys.
There's 6 games left. He's played in 11. Right? He has 9.5. So if you cut that in half, that's almost 5 more.
Okay.
And he's at 9.5.
So, yeah, you're right. About 14. Around, right, 13, 14. Guys, that dude, we haven't had that forever. So I was just thinking about that today. That's crazy. And that's another reason why I think the Bills should really consider bringing him back, because it's been forever since we had a guy that's actually can get to the quarterback since Jerry Hughes. And then we're talking about by the way, the good Jerry Hughes when he was on his game here, because Jerry Hughes kind of dwindled down at the end there. But man, it's been a while.
Roy, they're talking about Shorter being on IR. Shorter got hurt in the preseason.
Yeah.
And they just never brought him back. So they're basically using the IR as a way to redshirt his ass.
Right.
You know,
and we'll see. I think that's a player that we're just going to have to wait till next season.
I don't know. Shorter is all raw. He's raw.
That's what I mean. You're going to have to wait till training camp again, where he is healthy again. He could train in preseason again, all over again, and see what he can do. You know, he has to learn a lot. There's still things that he has to get better at. Injuries, though, you can never get better at. It's just bad luck, and hopefully, because it seems like it's following them now. Right. So hopefully he can figure that out, or just get on, football God's good side and stay healthy.
Right. Not be like Isaiah Hodgins was. Hodgins was good here. He had a roster spot, but he got hurt his first 2 years.
Yeah, dude. It seemed like,
and by that time they had moved on.
Right.
He couldn't stay healthy.
You have to. Right. By then you have to. You added pieces and then you can't keep them by that time. You're sick of waiting around. I get it.
Yep. That happens to a lot of, prospects though. So looking at some of the things that they talked about today, you said you didn't watch that clip. You need to go back and watch that clip, Tommy.
Yeah, I will. Today I was doing videos,
Yeah, Joe Brady talked a little bit today too, and they asked him about Diggs and Gabe Davis. They've having combined 27 yards, and that was really all Diggs. And Joe was like, honestly, I felt like they were the keys to the game. Gabe didn't get any catches, but he blocked well. Not only that, but he ran. He ran people out. He screened people out. I mean, he did all the dirty things that don't show up in the stats.
Right. Right.
Stephon knew he had double teams and knew what the game plan was and bought in.
Right.
From early. So Stephon knew he wasn't going to get a ton of targets yesterday because they were bracketing him all day long. So it was get the backs and Kincaid and those guys involved. And they were all on board with it as long as they, won. You saw the clip of Diggs on the sidelines, right? Being the leader.
Yeah, I saw that
all over Twitter. That's the stuff that you don't see from the national media when they're talking about Diggs. Like Diggs isn't checked out.
No. I know that. Like I don't never have questioned Diggs as a guy that gives us all when game day hits. Like he is like when game day comes, when it comes down to it, and he's on that field, I never questioned Stephon Diggs' like loyalty to their team or what he puts out there. Like he's just kind of like Allen. Like he's going to put his blood, sweat, and tears out there.
Yeah,
he's going to stand behind his teammates. My obviously biggest thing was just, when it's not game day and he's, things aren't going right. He's a little, shaky there as far as character goes, but I'm cool with him. Like I love like what he brings to the table. Like I said, how he treats his teammates in game day action. Cool, man. But you have a good point. Like that game, the Jets defense, they're so elite. Let's be real. Usually it's like a team has really one solid DB. That team has like two solid DBs. So they just have a well-rounded defense. They took pretty much all of our receivers out of play. However, that's why you have depth, and that's why you have guys like Khalil Shakir, who they didn't take account for. And those are the guys that step up. So you can't cover everyone. You know what I mean? So you can't double everyone, cover everyone. Like there's going to be someone that's going to make a play eventually. And that guy was Khalil Shakir, Dalton Kincaid. You know what I mean? So Ty Johnson. That's what I meant about going into that game, showing them something different. Not forcing the ball to Stephon Diggs all game. Not forcing a deep ball to Gabe Davis in double coverage. Not, you know what I mean? Stop showing them the same look. Okay, you're doubling Diggs down here. You got Gabe, Gabe tied up downfield. Boom, Shakir right there. Okay, for the slant. gone, right? Ty Johnson, boom. Like guys that they're not paying attention to because they think we're going to go to the same old what we've been doing, and that was the key to the game, I think. For me, the other players stepped up when they haven't in the past, at least. A lot of these players.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Triggs is right. Allen was very vocal yesterday. I don't know if you saw the celebration, but he was like headbutting Shakir after the 81-yard touchdown.
Oh, dude, he was hype. Yeah, I saw all that. I just didn't see the Allen thing. So.
Okay, I didn't know what you seen, what you had. I know you've been grinding.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. I saw the post game. I saw some of him. A lot of it's coach speak, so I skip a little bit. I watch a little bit. McDermott, same old.
I watched more of the players. I was watching like
I like the player. I like the ones in the locker room.
Yeah.
To me, the most raw, like real talk for me, at least, you're gonna get in the locker room, not at the press. Like the press, they're so plain. Like they're gonna give you
Dion talking about the Jets,
right, dude? Like I love it. Like Mitch Morse, that was a good one. They had him in the locker room. Like, I just like the locker room talk because it's they're why too. They haven't really had time to like calm down, so they're gonna give you the raw emotion. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're gonna give it to you right there how they're feeling. So yeah, that to me I like.
Yeah, it was fun. This game, man, watching these two teams play, they're both
What's
beatable.
the score right now in this Eagles Chiefs?
17-7.
Like, yikes!
They're beatable. You know what I also really enjoyed yesterday, and it's part of my good, bad, and ugly. It's our run game. I saw some new wrinkles in our run game yesterday as well. We did some motion and misdirection, and then we didn't just do the one tackle wrap inside. We did the tackle pull. To where Dawkins was just blowing people up.
Dude, he had a really good game, man. Our offensive line really had a good game.
Yeah, they did.
Absolutely. I mean, they're the force that's gonna, open those holes that make it possible for these running backs to get good yards. So, for the most part, I thought they did an excellent job. But I still wish, and I hope they continue using Murray more in this offense with Cook. I just feel like it's a good way to get that run game going.
See, I didn't think Murray played that well yesterday.
It's not about playing. He's never going to, I don't think he's going to have like this 4.5 average like Cook is, but he's also going right up the middle, right? Like he's the one that's taking the hits early on. He's the one that's going straight up the middle, doing the dirty work, let's say, right? Easing it up for James Cook later on. That's what I like. I'm never going to expect Murray to be this, unbelievable player, because of his age. But I still think he has it, though. When he hits holes, he has good speed, good breakaway. But no, he didn't play excellent yesterday. But I still like him in there. I still like.
I don't know if I need to see him getting more of the carries.
I need him to at least get 10 carries for me to feel comfortable.
I don't. If you get 10,
Fournette
coming in too.
Well, that's different, but Fournette right now is not in. So if you're running with Murray, because let's be real, they only care. I think Ty Johnson only had 2 or 3 carries. So I'm not, and there were nothing either. So I want to see at least 20 plus carries for running backs, and I don't see Cook ever getting 20 plus carries, by himself. So
he had 17 yesterday.
Right. So I'm good with 15 plus, 15 to 17 for Cook. Give me 8, let's say 8 to 10 for Murray. Like that's where I'm good with. And then they put you over 20. Perfect kind of balanced offense. I'm good with that. Like, but 3 carries is not enough. 4 or 5 for Murray. You have to give him a little bit more, Mikey. He's also a good he catches the ball good out the backfield.
Yeah.
Good pass protection. So, no, I think anything less than 7 would be disappointing for Murray. Unless, like you said, unless they bring in Fournette, and then you kind of share that load, you kind of break it down where it's like Murray gets 5 or 6, Fournette gets 6 or 7. You know what I mean? Cook gets 13 to 15. Then we're rolling. We got something going there, but Cook is just not that kind of.
So you want it like yesterday. I
absolutely do.
10. He had 10, and Cook had 17.
Absolutely.
And then Johnson had 3.
Yeah, I'm good with that. But Ty Johnson had 3 because one, he hasn't really run much for this team, right? This year.
3 for 11 yards.
No, I know, but I'm just saying they're not gonna trust him much in the run game. You know what I mean? Like right away, he hasn't really been used in his offense much, so they're not going to give him a shit ton of carries.
Yeah.
You know, he hasn't really proven himself yet, so I don't think they're gonna. You know, you're not. I don't think you're ever going to see a game where Ty Johnson's running more than what 5, 6 times. Like I just don't see it happen.
I was surprised Ty Johnson got as many as he got yesterday.
Right, dude. I thought it was Murray at first on one play, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not fucking Murray. It's Ty Johnson. What's he doing in there? And because think about it,
it was a revenge game.
Dorsey never used them. It absolutely was. But there's that wrinkle, Mikey. There's that wrinkle in the offense that the Jets were going, it's fucking Ty Johnson. What's he gonna do? Right? They never used him all season. They don't know what we're gonna do with him. He could just be a decoy. They used him.
Yep.
No, yeah. So it's like that's what I'm talking about. Showing them different looks that they weren't prepared for. And those were the looks. The Shakir touchdown. Come on. Jets fans, everybody knows. Like, if you were to tell me Shakir would have an 81-yard touchdown in that game, come on, you'd be lying, right? Especially for the Jets fans. If you tell me Ty Johnson is going to have a long run catching for a touchdown, right? Like, there's no way. They would never think that. They would think Diggs, maybe Davis, right? Kincaid, they know, but they didn't. They don't know much about Shakir. I think Shakir's now getting noticed. You know what I mean? I think Shakir's starting to make a little noise. And defenders are probably going, wait a minute, what's this kid about? But they're still probably not thinking what Ty Johnson's about. You know what I mean? Like moving forward. So he's a good decoy. I mean, put him in there. You never know.
Yeah. Showcasing Johnson. Also, if they see him, now they can run something else off of it, because it's on tape. And I'll tell you, that's one thing that Brady and this new offensive coaching staffs do. They put things out there on purpose, and then they do things different based off of what they saw. You saw the jet sweep. You saw the jet sweep early, and then they ran a play action, off the jet sweep.
Right.
It was pretty freaking sweet.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, get creative. Like, you don't have to be. When we say creative, we're not talking about flea flickers and reverse flea flick, all these crazy wild. Like, I don't need that. I'm not talking about trick plays. I'm just saying get a little creative with the offense, change it up a little bit, more motions. You know what I mean? Like, just different looks.
Yesterday, 53%.
I loved. By the way, I loved it. I absolutely
and misdirection. You saw us run that mesh concept on the first touchdown,
right?
And then we missed direction and brought that running back out. That I swear to God, we watch it happen all the time with other teams. We're like, why can't we run that play where our running back's wide open by himself?
Right.
We ran it yesterday and he was wide open.
Right.
It was great to see a game plan that incorporated schemed up stuff.
I didn't like the shotgun run by Allen because against that defense, it's like I think we only ran one. He did the shotgun draw running back. Josh Allen did.
Where he ran for the first down?
No, I don't even think it was a first down. It was because
he did a first down on the second drive.
So there was another play. No, I just did not like. It was a design. It wasn't even a first down. It was just a regular run.
You're talking about right before the end of the half.
Maybe, yeah. It was. I just hated it.
I didn't understand it. It made no sense. And then
why are you running? Yeah, I think it was right before that. You are right.
And then he threw a Hail Mary right after that. I was like, what are we doing?
Right. Why? Like it against that defense, big boys that are hitting, like you're not running up the middle with a running back. You're going to try running with Josh. It's just a bad timing too. It had nothing to do with nothing.
I think they were trying to because they spread out. I think they thought that he can get a bunch of yards and then get down, call a timeout. That didn't work.
Most certainly did not.
Yeah, as Jason said, he hit a brick wall. Boom, down he went.
And I fear. Listen, those are the plays that will get you hurt, like our quarterback hurt, because you're getting hit by massive guys. You could fall potentially on. These guys could also get your leg broke. You know what I mean?
Josh also went right into the back of his own guys. He didn't find a hole.
I know. He is a quarterback.
Trick Simpson says, well, Joe Brady is a disciple of Sean Payton. You saw a lot of that yesterday.
You did. Yeah.
I think my favorite part of the whole thing was when McDermott said you could hear the offensive coaches talking and making adjustments. As the game was going. You didn't hear about that before.
Right. Well, you never talked about it. I mean, I'm sure they did, didn't they? I mean, I'm sure they did some kind. I would hope, but you never know. But my question is like if he's all giddy about this, like this change, because he sure seems giddy about it.
Mm-hmm.
Why was he so angry when questioned if there's going to be a change at the offensive coordinator?
Like, I don't think he likes it. Because he was been fired before as a coordinator. I think he didn't want that to happen.
But it doesn't matter if your team. If it's not working, it's not working. I know it sucks, right? But that's your responsibility as a head coach. You got to make the tough decisions.
Oh, Kelsey's limping.
Oh boy. Well, he was dealing with an ankle thing, right?
Yeah, and they just rolled up on him. That didn't look good.
That sucked. But yeah, I mean, listen, man. My point is, I just feel like he's throwing them a little bit more under the bus each day. But it is what it is, man. I wish the best for Ken Dorsey. I just think he's better as a teacher right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, and I think Joe Brady. I'm not going to get super hyped yet until I see at least these next 6 games. But like I said, I like the first step that he took and against that defense. Remember we came on here and we said it Friday night. This is a fucking huge test for him. This isn't no normal, ordinary, middle of the road defense. It's one of the best, by the way, one of the best that had our number. Right? You know what I mean? So
sorry, I just saw the replay.
Yeah, it's all right. Bad? Are they?
He's on the sideline. No, he's on the sideline. Oh, right, he's back out on the field. I don't know how. The way he went down on it, I don't know how he's still out there.
Hey, tough dude.
Yeah, he is.
Tough dude.
Wow.
They're controlling this game so far, man.
Throwing it deep. Overthrows. Mahomes overthrows. Alan Dorsey.
By the way,
didn't see the field the same. I agree with this, Triggs. I don't think they saw this field the same at all.
No, they didn't. I think there were more. I think Allen saw Dorsey as the guy that got him to where he is or helped him, become the quarterback he is, because he tried
to play the game that Dorsey wanted him to, and it just didn't fit his style.
Exactly. But I think they were good friends. I think the team loved him.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough. It's tough. Trust me, guys. It's tough. But it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? Like, hopefully Joe Brady can continue and get better, and we'll see. I'm curious what they do with him in the offseason moving forward.
Well, we'll see if he keeps the gig. It was only one game, so
exactly.
Now he's another week ahead of him against the Eagles team. If our offense goes out and plays anything like we did last week, we're going to be in a good position.
We'll be fine. Yeah, we'll be fine. The defense just does their job, and we should be in that.
We're not going to shut out Kansas City and KC and Dallas, but we should also, be able to score with them. And if our offense comes to play like we have been, we'll be okay.
Absolutely.
Douglas seems to be fitting in nicely. I like the trade. Oh God, yeah, Rasul. McDermott talked a little bit about him today, saying usually a guy needs some time to fit in. But he had to play out of a necessity right away, and he's done. What he's done so far has been fantastic.
Yeah. Well, luckily he fit the system because he came from the same similar system. But man, talk about a impact pretty much right away from this guy.
Two
interceptions. Yeah, 2 interceptions. Absolutely. I told you guys, don't make a fucking trade if it don't mean nothing. I don't want to see another D Marlowe here. Like, if you're gonna do it, make it count. He definitely made it count, and it's already making an impact for this team. So two interceptions, a fumble recovery
last week.
So man, love it.
He also punched one out. The guy who ended up being down, remember? But he punched one out and then took it back for a touchdown.
Yes.
So he's a ball hawk. He's a playmaker.
I love it. I love it. I just hope, like I said, I hope some of these guys can figure out in the offseason, because I know we don't have a lot of money, but there's always a way to figure it out with the contracts.
Yeah, Brady was attacking the middle of the field, which Dorsey wasn't doing. Brady also schemed open the middle of the field by doing motions and things like that brought linebackers out of passing lanes. You also saw, these concepts on these outs, right? And then we had on the other side basically running the same thing. We never had a guy coming across the middle. We saw that yesterday for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shakir's first big one was he was the third option. So
I gotta say though, Shakir's had some. I mean, even last year he had some big. He's not 81 yards, but he's had 30, 40, 25. Yeah. Like he's a big playmaker. And yards after catch. Yeah, bro, I love the yak for him, man. Absolutely love the yards after catch. Kincaid as well. Kincaid's pretty good at yards after catch.
Yeah.
I love what he brings with that
Diggs
as well. But by the way,
catch monster this year too.
Zach Wilson, third string. Unbelievable. Yeah, it's that decision was made today. Probably a little bit too late. I think they messed up, Mikey. I think they should have went out and got a veteran quarterback right from the get-go. But I think that was an Aaron Rodgers thing. I think Aaron Rodgers wanted Wilson to play. I think, ultimately he believed in him. I don't know. You know what I mean? It was like maybe his mentor. Like if he looks good, it's because of me. He was following me.
The plan was he was going to sit for 2 years. Why Rodgers, and then they were going to
right, and he's going to be right. How that didn't work out. So that dude's done, and it's over with him in New York. He'll probably be a guy that bounces around the league
and be a backup somewhere.
Yeah, backup. Exactly. The guy, he'll be a backup for sure. I don't think he'll get bounced out of the league. I don't think he's like the worst I've ever seen. He's going to be like a Mac Jones. Him and Mac Jones are very much on the same type of level.
And Mac Jones is going to be a career backup too.
Absolutely. Like and I'll tell you what, I would take Mac Jones as a backup. I certainly would.
He's a guy who can get you a split if Josh was to be out for a couple weeks.
I'd have no problem with it. Yeah, I'd have no problem.
Rodgers would be sucking in that line. Yeah, he would. There's a reason why he's not there. Yeah. There's a reason why he's not there now. It's because he was running for his life and popped his Achilles running.
Yeah, no, that O-line's putrid. But that's the coach and the GM. I mean, how do you not have people protecting your quarterback?
Oh, this is a good question. With our 10 picks, what are your top 5 positions? We're going to need
that today too.
We're going to need D-line because the only person that's signed after this year
me and Mikey are already on the same page.
We're going to need D-line. We're going to need safety because we have to get younger in the secondary. Wide receiver.
Definitely. But there's a lot in this draft. I don't think you have to go in the first round, guys.
Yeah. If one of the top 4 are there, you take him in the first round.
Depending on where
you don't just take a wide receiver in the first round just to take a wide receiver in the first round.
Correct.
Because there are a lot of really
it had to be a situation where it's like Kincaid's situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Top 15 guys slip down to 20 something and you want to trade up 2 spots to get him because he's just that good.
Coleman, O'Dunes out of Washington. One of those 2. I don't think Nabir's out of LSU will be there. I think he's going to go top 10, and Harrison's going to go top 10. If O'Dunes or the other guy is there, then you take one of those 2. Mbuka with Ohio State is a late first round pick.
Yeah.
Really like his game. He's overshadowed right now by Marvin Harrison, but he's a really good wide receiver. So there's like 5 really good first round receivers, but there's a ton of really good seconds.
I would also think about a running back at some point, a bigger back, because I don't know if Murray's going to be here again. I don't think Fournette's going to be here. It's all 1-year guys. You don't want to keep on picking from the free agency pool. Though you could, depending who's a free agent, what kind of money they'll be asking. But I know we're tight with money. So that I would kind of consider, because remember, we did it with Carlos Williams when we had Shady. And if Carlos would have not messed up, he would have been a very good backup because he had a great rookie year. I think he set a record that year for touchdowns. So I would like a bigger back, like a younger Murray. You know what I mean? Coming out of college. I haven't seen the running backs yet, but that would be, and I'll tell you another one, like a late round, maybe a quarterback. Late round somewhere, get a quarterback in there, because you can't. I can't. I don't want to keep doing this 1 year. Kyle Allen,
There
Matt
is
Barkley.
a few.
You know what I mean? I'm talking about late, and who cares? Because we had Josh Allen. I'm just saying, like a project
fifth
type,
and later.
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. Like a project type, a guy you could kind of see, maybe has this potential, and then we'll see what goes from there. But yeah, I think we're eventually going to have to get a younger quarterback back up, to groom or whatever. For the future.
We tried doing it, but I just think they took the wrong quarterback. And
the one guy from God, ugh. I never
Jake from State from.
I hated that guy in college, and I hated him when we picked him. I'm like, God, no, because I didn't like him in college. I was like, God, please no, I'm fucking Jake Fromm.
Yeah, Hurts just ran for a touchdown, so it's 17-14.
Ooh, cutting it close, and we're in the third quarter. Still got a whole quarter and a half.
Yep, 4:05 left in the third.
Yeah.
So what I said, it said D-line, I said safety, I said wide receiver,
maybe even I would, depending what they're going to do with Trey.
Yep. I would, we said wide receiver. I would like to see us go tackle and get another young tackle. I like Ryan and Vandermark, great as a left tackle. I want to see us go get a young right tackle to bring to give more with Spencer. I also wouldn't mind seeing us grab a young center.
I would love it too, man.
Bates is going to be the center next year.
Yeah, I do
but
too.
Let's get a young center that we can.
I wanted them to do it this year, and they had opportunity. By the way, they kept trading their fucking picks away.
I wouldn't be surprised if we pick a edge in the first couple rounds either, because we're going to say goodbye to AJ. We're going to say goodbye to Leonard Floyd.
I hope not. You think so? You think they don't? You don't think they
might re-sign them,
or
but Floyd still
does
older.
Floyd have? I get that, but does Floyd have? We're talking about potentially 14 sacks, right? Does Floyd earn a contract somewhere because of 14 sacks? That's not a small amount, Mikey. That's a good year. That's a Pro Bowl type year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that would be I don't know if that would be even a thing we can afford. He may want to go out and get paid. Forget his age. Who cares? Listen, nobody cared about Von Miller's age. Nobody cared about Challenger. Yeah. They both got paid, right? You're talking about a guy coming off a season with 14, maybe. Who knows? Could be more. We don't know. So that's wild. If we could, that's what I'm saying. If we could swing it somehow a contract with him where it's feasible for us, I would love it. But I don't know if we can afford it because he may go, fuck this. I think I can get paid now. So yeah. I'm just throwing that out there. He may not be affordable.
He wasn't even linked last year in the offseason. We got him late in the offseason.
Absolutely. Yes.
He was like an afterthought. So he signed
I didn't even know he was available. Like I didn't even think about Leonard Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
I totally forgot about Leonard Floyd.
Yeah. So I think because I don't think Epinesa will be back either. I think they would want to bring him back. I think he's going to get paid somewhere.
I do too. He's young
because he already has 6.5 sacks again, so that means he's going to have more than he's shown year over year. He's gotten better and better.
Correct, and he's younger. He's young. Yep. He's a younger player, and I think teams would be willing to pay him because they're seeing his growth and his age. So yeah, I can see him definitely getting paid somewhere.
Joel, I do trust Bean. However, I have concerns about his D-line and free agency signings. Vernon Butler, Trent Murphy, Tim Settle.
Ugh.
Like, there's a lot of money we've given out to guys who.
What about the other guy? We're missing
Star.
Star. God, he actually had one good season. I'm not going to hate on the one season. Yeah. First season, but after that, he was just like nowhere to be found.
I would like to see us re-sign Daquan. And have Ed and Daquan there, and then go in the draft and get 2 new young defensive tackles, to play behind them.
Right.
And then we have Groot and Vaughn, and we'll probably bring back Shaq because that's what we do. It wouldn't surprise me if we bring back
cheap deal. Yeah, but he's already playing terrible.
Yeah.
Cheap deal. A guy that still brings it. He's a rotational guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He knows the defense, and it's not like we're like, oh, fucking Shaq Lawson. He's not a bad player. Like he's a great depth guy, like perfect rotational depth guy that you could trust. Like if a player gets hurt, okay, Shaq Lawson. I trust him. He's coming. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
unlike an unknown player, rookie or something like that we get, or another free agent that doesn't really know the system too well. Like, I'm good with a cheap deal if Shaq wants to come back for one more year. Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm with it. I would like to not see Jordan Phillips comes back, but something tells me that they're going to bring him back.
I agree with that too, because he's had, and I love him, but he's had a rough season, man.
He's had a rough 2 years.
Penalty.
Rough 2 years.
Well, yeah, because the injury, but I'm talking about this year being healthy for relatively. He's still a little sometimes, man, but he's done dumb things, dumb things, and it's so disappointing because he's not a bad player.
The Bear, I would like to see Sweat and Floyd, but that's where he was drafted to, and it really depends on who's going to be the head coach there. Because I don't know if their current head coach is going to be there after this season. Trent Murphy was McDermott's favorite. Yeah,
dude, I hated
him
it,
and
bro.
Vernon Butler were like they loved him. I hated them both.
$8 million that year for nothing, bro. Trent Murphy, bro.
Yep, we did the same thing with Vernon Butler. $8 million for Vernon Butler too.
Yeah, unbelievable for guys that did absolutely nothing, bro.
And we're paying Settle like $5 million to do nothing.
I know. Yeah, he's another disappointment, man.
No, T. Higgins is going to be a wide receiver 1 somewhere, and he's going to get paid 25 plus.
We got no money for that, bro.
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
if we can get him cheap. Sure, send him my way. I'll take him.
But you can get. I'm telling you, a lot of receivers fall late. There's good receivers in drafts that are there round 3, 4, 5. You got to get. I mean, a little bit of luck in it, but if you got good scouts, you definitely can find guys out there late. I mean, look at DK. We took fucking stupid Ford over him, but DK fell out of the first round.
So he was there.
Everybody, right? Exactly. So there's guys, believe it or not. So you don't need to pay some of these receivers.
Terry McLaurin was a 3rd round pick.
There you go. Stephon Diggs was a what? 5th, 6th?
5th.
Right. So,
I mean, Gabe Davis. Say what you want about Gabe Davis.
Antonio Brown. I mean, I know
Gabe has lived up to his 4th round selection.
Absolutely.
Like he hasn't been what we wanted to be as a wide receiver too, but he's lived up to the 4th round selection.
He has. Absolutely. By the way, Devin Singletary, another good game.
120 and touchdown.
Motor, baby. Remember last week they were like, that's only one game. Somebody said in here. We're like, all right, we'll see. He's not a bad running back. Good running back.
Yeah. Bond DQ, Oliver, Groot, Bernard Milano, Douglas, White, Benford, Poyer. Strong safety. Problem is we have no depth next year. I'd like to see us bring Hyde back. I really would.
I would. One more year. Give him a year.
Have him and Poyer go out together.
One more year. Yep. Exactly. That'd be great. They retire together. They're like, fuck it. We're done.
Have him go out together.
I would love it. Why not? If he's willing to come back on a cheaper deal. I mean, but no, somebody said about Metcalf. No, the thing with Metcalf, they were concerned about his route running.
Yeah.
Like that was a major concern with him. And boy, he proved a lot of people. He put the work in. I'm gonna tell you right now. If you put the work in, man, some of these players got chip on their shoulders for falling out of like 1st round, 2nd round, whatever. And they put that work in, boy. The sky's the limit on some of these guys, bro. What they could do, man.
Yeah, and spend what you're talking about. No depth on defense that can go when we got to get injuries. We would fill in like if this was our starting defense, right? And then you say you put Hyde back there, right?
Mm-hmm.
We would have Elam still as the backup DB there. We have Ingram as the backup DB there. We have Cam Lewis. We'd have Hamlin from our safety standpoints.
Yeah.
Linebackers, we would need to get some new linebackers. Need to get some backup defensive tackles.
Yeah.
I have a feeling Shaq would come back on a cheap contract. He's a valuable rotation guy.
Yeah.
Maybe draft an edge, and then your defense still looks good, I would love to find a way to bring back Leonard Floyd. I still know. I think he's priced himself out.
Right. That's I didn't even think about that until we got talking. You know what I mean? Because I would love for him to come back. But you're right. If he's having this good of a season, trust me, guys, he's going to be one of those top free agent edge rushers are huge. Like, bro, they get paid They get paid big money. And you're talking about coming off of 13, 14, whatever he gets, sacks, dude. And not only that, it's not like Mikey, they're going to look at it and go, oh, he just got lucky. It was 1 year. Bro, the guy's been
getting 9.5 a year.
Yeah, like for the last 3 seasons. Now it's 4.
He got 14 in limited playing time because he's in a rotation.
Right.
Like,
so,
and who knows? Maybe he likes being that fresh, and wants to come back. They find.
I would love it. Right. Want to play with Vaughn?
Yeah.
Right. I would.
And Ed and Groot. Maybe he likes being part of that room, and because he's already got his big money deals.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm for all the players getting all the money they can get, but if he likes that,
Yeah.
Would you resign? I don't think Ford wants any part of resigning here in Buffalo. We haven't seen the freaking field.
I know. He like,
it's very
trust
much
me,
Quentin Johnson issue.
I'm sure he goes home. He's like, hey, my body feels good. I didn't get hit today. I didn't have to hit nobody. Like, I'm getting paid. My bank account's looking nice. But I'm sure he wants to play some football too. But he ain't totally mad. Trust me, he's getting paid for doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. Joseph's interesting.
Joseph's also older, and he only signs halfway through the year. So
exactly,
he's not going through training camp and doing all that.
Right. He'd be an interesting guy to just like, hey man, if nobody picks you up, we'll call you up. By the way, you saw Peters got signed completely. Jason Peters to Seattle.
Yeah.
No, but they made it official the other day. Like, I guess it came across my phone. Like they made it official.
They moved him to the 53. He was on the practice squad.
Yeah.
Because he's been playing for 2 weeks.
They gave him the contract or something like that for the 53, something like that. So pretty cool, man. Pretty cool for Jason Peters.
He had been playing for the last 2 weeks at right tackle for him. They moved him from practice squad to 53.
He still has it.
Yeah.
Crazy. He's old, bro. The guy's like 39,
40,
right?
40.
Unbelievable, bro. Guy's still out there doing his thing, man. God, and we made that guy for what he.
Yeah, he was a tight end coming out, and we turned him into.
I remember. I know. I was like, unbelievable, right? Like, so.
And then our front office screwed it off, and he wanted out.
Right.
Don't blame him.
Oh man.
All right, so should we hit the good, bad, and ugly?
Sure. Let me get to, because now I got the audio for you. All right, here we go. The good, the bad, and the ugly for Mikey.
The good. The bad. The ugly.
That is great, Roy. Says, won't that affect Peter's Social Security payment? Yes, it will. That is awesome. Mahomes is just missing guys right now. Overthrowing them all night. Overthrowing guys all night. The good. We'll start with the good. How do you start with on offense? Start with Josh Allen. The game plan. Josh Allen was on point for us. Outside of the stupid Hail Mary at the end, he played turnover-free football. He was decisive. On quick checkdowns, quick out to the backs, wasn't late on a lot of stuff. It was awesome. Khalil Shakir was money. Kincaid does what he does every week in, week out. He gets about 5 or 6 catches for about 50 to 80 yards. Sometimes he gets a touchdown. Perfect wide receiver 2 or target 2 for us. James Cook, gotta give him some credit.
Absolutely,
gotta give him some credit. He ran the ball hard, was explosive. That offensive line, 1 sack, and that was on Josh. The sack was on Josh. He padded the ball too long. He was looking for Diggs on the corner, and then when he went to come back underneath, they were already covered up. He could have came out really quick underneath, but he wanted that deep shot, and we ended up kicking the field goal. After that, Josh was money.
Right.
Really excited. I'll get to the coaches. On the defensive side of the ball, we'll start with that defensive line across the board, but highlighting our boy Leonard Floyd with 2.5 sacks.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Tearing it up, man.
Yeah,
tearing it up, man. And Ed Oliver too. You gotta kind of get a little highlight.
Ed was a monster yesterday, creating all kinds of havoc all year.
I mean, it's maybe one game I thought he didn't play too good, but he's showing up pretty much every game, man. He's an enforcer. And by the way, even the announcers are just loving Ed Oliver, bro. Just giving him so much praise. I'm like, yeah, it's my boy. It's Ed.
This is good. Allen, Douglas, Kincaid, Shakir, Cook, O-line, Oliver, Floyd, Dodson, bad Diggs, ugly Martin. And I'll get to Diggs. I don't think Diggs was bad. Diggs played his part yesterday. He knew going in he wasn't gonna be. He did have 3 drops though. So if you want to
And a
dig him for
fumble.
that, and a fumble. So if you want to dig him for that and put him in the bad, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. On the defensive side, also, I thought Dodson was his best game yet.
Yeah, I told you that. I
yeah.
thought he played very well. I'm not, and I'm not a fan of his.
I'm frustrated with him in coverage.
Right.
I'm frustrated with him in coverage, but he still played very well, and he's played well week over week now. He's playing every week. He seems to be playing a little bit better, which is a good thing. I think they're using him differently, very much like remember a few years ago AJ Klein when they tried to play him like Tremaine Edmonds, and then they're like, oh well, we can't do that with this guy. We have to bring him just down the hill.
Right.
And then he looked really good.
He looked good, yeah, down there. That's what
they're doing with Dotson now. You know, so
they know he has the weakness, and that's pass coverage. They know that. But I thought yesterday too, I thought his energy was also good. Like that dude was like hyped up, hyping his defense up. You know what I mean? Like he was bringing that energy, man, in the play, man. I just love what I saw from him because we need more of that because no matter how we see it. Right now, he's our outside linebacker. It's not going to be Dorian Williams. He is our outside linebacker, and we need that type of play.
They bring Dorian in randomly to still give him some reps.
Correct, they do. I did see Dorian in there.
He had a handful of plays until the end.
About kill Russell Douglas.
Yep, at the end. Speaking of, and then our secondary. I thought our secondary played fantastic all night long.
Yeah.
I thought Poyer almost had a pick. Hyde looked really good.
That was close, right?
Douglas is just a ball hawk. Missed.
Absolutely. He got to do his Lambeau leap in Buffalo.
Yep.
Jump up with the crowd there. Huh? Yep. Well, this ain't Green Bay, buddy. Now you're with the Bills Mafia.
The ref stole Micah Hyde's touchdown return on the fumble.
I know, but he did touch. I mean, you know what? Tonight,
but the ref, I guarantee the ref did not see that.
No, absolutely not. You are right, 100%. And you know what? I don't know if you were watching tonight's game or any of you guys. Very similar kind of play. It wasn't like that, but there was no way in
AJ
the
Brown
ref saw that, bro. His leg. I mean, barely, bro. There's no way. There were even Manning's were like, because I was watching that. Yes, they were like, oh no, Peyton Manning's like, oh, that's Philly's ball.
Yeah. AJ just out-muscled him.
That reminded me of, remember we got screwed, almost got screwed in the playoffs with that?
Mm-hmm.
Was it Jordan Poyer let him up?
Yeah, let him up and then punched it out. It was Colts, yeah.
There was no, bro, I watched that over. There was no way he touched. Remember, they screwed us, bro. So, yeah, that's crazy, bro.
That's funny. The bad but funny Dawkins fighting with the Jets D-line. You know what? I'm okay with that personal foul penalty there. With him being too aggressive.
It wasn't a time in the game too. It wasn't.
Yeah,
it wasn't going to cost us like the game. It wasn't, a drive we needed. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying it's good, but I didn't mind it.
Zach Wilson tripling over the field.
Oh my God, I did see that. By the way, I missed it live. I don't know why, but it was so funny.
Spin. It did touch, but there's no way the ref saw it touch when they did give him the ball. Just like they didn't.
There's no in real time. There's no way they saw that. Impossible.
No way.
Just like tonight, there's no way in hell they saw that because I'm telling you, he barely touched them, bro.
Yeah. Yep. So so we went through the defense, special teams. Bass. He had
money,
50 finally. He had 50 and some nasty wins.
He did miss the extra point.
Yep. As it happens. It happens.
God damn it, Pass.
That frustrates the shit out of you. I know.
I hate extra point misses. There's no damn excuse for it. But he did make his field goal, so I still love you.
There's a Kelsey fumble?
Oh my God. Come on.
Getting ready to
Mikey,
score?
not paying attention?
No, I was doing my good, bad, and ugly.
You are. That's true. Come on, Mikey's doing his good, bad, and ugly. We're
not get ready to score and put it, go up, and the fumbles.
Ouch. It was. Oh wow, they were on the goal line or something.
Yeah, on the 10,
red zone.
Yeah, on the 10.
Yikes. That's brutal.
This whole year, I just keep seeing Kelsey getting, hitting the ground in frustration. He has a bunch of times. It's crazy. All right, so we hit special teams. The only one I thought that played well on special teams was Bass. And then coaching. I got to give a shout out to Joe Brady and the offensive coaching staff for their game plan.
Right.
And Sean McDermott for his defensive game plan. He still frustrates the shit out of me from a game clock management. He's gonna show up in the bad as well, but from a defense,
bad with that, bro.
but from a defensive game plan, he was really good.
I do not trust him ever when it comes down to clock management. He's or in any challenges. Like he's so bad at challenges too.
Yeah,
he's probably one of the worst.
Yeah,
at challenges. It's like I'm like, what are you doing,
just
bro?
Some dumb ones.
Oh my god,
makes no sense. The bad on offense. Diggs. I'll give Diggs with the drops.
They had him on a stock down, by the way, and those Wirewitch.
He had some drops.
Yeah, I get it. I get that. And he had to fumble that. By the way, if they pick that up, man, that's a terrible start because that was early on. That was the first drive, first series, I believe. Yeah. So, man, the game could have swung really quick if the Jets picked that up and scooped it and win. Or
the good on special teams, Reggie Gilliam. Opening, setting the tone from the opening kickoff. How can I forget Reggie Gilliam?
Yes, and then he did it. Then he had laid another smackdown hit
on the next one. On the next one,
dude. And that's the same guy, by the way, that did the punt return in week 1 for the touchdown. So, boy,
so
Reggie Gilliam,
Reggie Gilliam. I can't forget him. He needs to get his love. He needs to get his love.
Absolutely.
From the defense on the bad side. McDermott. No, not defense. That's coaching. Game plan. Defense. I didn't really see a bunch of bad on the defensive side because we just,
I didn't either. I thought the tackling was much better. It's one thing that we have been struggling, but I thought the tackling they did a good job. I think it was great. There were still some missed tackles here and there that they could have had behind in
on the
back.
Touchdown. Really, Dotson in the touchdown was really the only bad that I saw all game long.
Yeah, there was a few that they had the player in the backfield
Jordan
and they let him get a couple
being stupid penalties.
Yep. But other than that, I thought their tackling was pretty. They were everybody was in the right spot for the most of the night. Everybody helped each other out. So no, man, I thought it was very, very good tackling.
Special teams, Martin, horrible.
Oh my God, 34 points.
But you know what? Some of this was
level.
I will tell you, I went back and rewatched some of it. Some of it wasn't just Martin. A lot of really high snaps from Reed Ferguson last night. And
I remember the one.
Blocking.
I do remember one, but there was a few.
Almost every single one, it was like inches of getting blocked.
Really? Wow. And he's better than that. So maybe he just had an off game.
It was high snaps. It was bad blocking up front. And I think that could have led to some of why he had to rush it and not get as much behind it.
But he had a bad punting last week, though, too. So what do you know what I mean? I didn't
rewatch last week's game. I just refused to look at it. So
but either way, he needs it. Then they both need to be better.
Yeah. Well, it's not just them. It's the blocking. It's like the punt unit needs to be better all the way around.
Punt unit. They all got to work. I do better because we need better than 34 on the punt.
Yeah. So, and then coaching overall, McDermott, bad. His time management and uses of timeouts and challenges and just some odd plays down the stretch. Sometimes I just don't understand what he's doing. I just don't get it.
The Hail Mary at the end, guys, was just there's no need.
Here's the thing.
It doesn't make sense to me. Why you do that?
I don't care about the Hail Mary as much as if you're going for it, why are you running Josh on the play before on the thing? Throw a seam. You have the timeout.
Well, right. So, absolutely. So I didn't even think about that. So you still had enough time to at least try a play to the side, like on the sideline to get out of bounds with, and you would have left you with, I don't know, a couple seconds to either go for a long field goal there. That's a makeable maybe, or get a better opportunity to go to the end zone. That's not such a Hail Mary. You know what I mean? 40-yard pass or something like that. But I just didn't get the concept of shotgun draw him, then go Hail Mary at the fit. Like, it just like, what are you going to do? Like,
they were trying to get, If Josh would have got like 5 or 10 yards on that run, like they thought he was going to be able to, they would have been in field goal range.
Right.
It would have been a long one, but they would have been in field goal range.
I don't like.
And
I didn't like the.
I didn't like it either because they had the timeout in their pocket.
Right.
They should have just thrown the dump off pass, to the back and let him run and get yardage, or throw a seam route and get down. I just
like I
didn't understand the thought behind it.
I get being aggressive, but you have to pick and choose when you're going to do it. You get what I'm saying? Like, what was stupid to me too? We didn't go for it. We didn't go for it on 4th and 2, 4th and 1 a few plays, right? Like we were like, nah, we're gonna whatever, punt to the field, whatever. And then we fake it like we're gonna go for it on 4th and 7. And the Jets are like, dude, we know you're gonna try to draw us off. You haven't gone for it yet at the you know what I mean? Like, why would you even do like it's just stupid to me. Like I don't okay, so you draw them off, then you're gonna
call a timeout, and then we call a timeout, and it's just like
like I don't know, man. It's just like sometimes this thinking is I have no idea what he's doing out there half the time, man.
So then my ugly, I have 2 uglies. I have the injuries on defense again.
God,
Rap, thank God Rap is okay.
And he may actually play.
Yeah, it sounds like he's going to play. The other guys are in concussion protocol.
Which
so
the Tehran is the one that's really
important.
Oh, that sucks because man, I know he's having some rough games, a few rough games, but he's
actually having a pretty good year overall.
No,
he's had a couple rough.
It's a couple rough games, but man, he's a fucking one of our best players on defense. Like, you need that guy there. Like, I listen, Cam Lewis, I thought did a good job, but Cam Lewis is not Tehran Johnson. He can fill in, but man, we need Tehran back. Like that's a tough loss. But luckily, it's a concussion, and you know how that goes, right? He could be back next week, or they could go, you know what, he misses, and then we got the bye week, and he'll definitely be back by the Chiefs game. You know what I mean? So I'm not super concerned there because he'll be back for the Chiefs game if he does miss this weekend.
Diggs was more of a disruption than a wide receiver. Sweet mix though. Yay Brady, J17, go Bills. Funny how Gabe was invisible. We know Budgie, they're telling me, especially in the red zone. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's Gabe. I don't understand it. He did a lot of the dirty work for us yesterday, but he didn't get any targets. So it is what it is at the end.
Yeah, it was weird.
End of the day.
No targets. Yeah.
But my last one was that fake punt. Our special teams coordinator.
Oh,
ugly.
God, I forgot.
Week after week.
I forgot about it. I don't remember.
Week after week, our special teams coordinator lost us a game.
Yeah.
12 men on the field. And a fake punt. Like, come on.
Right. And
how
it was
the guys just
yards, by the way.
Yeah.
Decent.
We got lucky he stepped out of bounds, or we got even more.
I know. And by the way, plays like that, guys, lead to some bullshit that can happen. And guess what?
Mm-hmm.
Not only did they score a touchdown because of that, right? We got injuries. That whole drive was a disaster.
Gabe Davis posing for a milk carton.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Smiley getting extended. Oh my God. Now that's a McDermott thing to extend him.
I would hope not. He's done a bad job.
Yes, across the board. That's our next dismissal. Yes, Amy, I agree. That should be our next. He should have been fired when we lost the other game.
Yeah.
The problem is Smiley helps McDermott, with some of the game stuff. Now that McDermott's the defensive coordinator, that's why he hasn't been let go.
Yep. Well, it is what it is. I don't know if you'll see him next year.
Apparently, the Jets huddled on the sideline and telegraphed that they were up to something before that punt. Yeah, doesn't surprise me.
And McDermott probably didn't see it because he's, serving as head coach, and that's what I'm saying. That role is tough, man. But that split role, because you're not going to see everything when you're down there.
Special teams coordinator is supposed to see that.
Well, him too. You are absolutely right. But McDermott also has to have his eyes on things like that. I mean,
but he's too busy. He's too busy.
That's being a head
coach. Being the defense coordinator. Right. So Smiley's picked up some of that things. Eric Washington's picked up some of those things, and they're not doing a good enough job of it. Oh, it's so frustrating.
It is.
But anyways, that's my good, my bad, my ugly.
Yeah.
More good than bad and ugly.
So is that all for the night, man? We've been on here, I think, longer than we wanted to tonight. Yeah. I think tonight was this easy breezy night. once again.
There goes Swift for
Yeah.
like a 30-yard run.
Ooh.
See, that's what we're going to have to watch out for next week is Swift coming out of the backfield with those quick little dump-off passes.
He's a good running back, man.
I like him. We're so
him,
susceptible to that. Like that's what
the Lions.
That's what what Cincinnati did to us.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We got to listen. Stop the run, and you
make
put
them
pressure
beat you over the top. Make them beat you over the top.
Absolutely. And AJ Brown is such a beast, man. So I will say Russell Douglas. I'm guessing Douglas is going to be matched up with Brown. That's going to be a physical matchup, man. Luckily, though, you know what I like about Douglas too, real quick.
They don't follow though. He just stays on one side of the field.
No, I'm just saying Russell Douglas. What I like about him, he's 6'2". He's a bigger corner. So he's a physical, bigger corner because that's how AJ Brown plays. Physical. He's a bigger type receiver, and he can bully around, the smaller corners in the league. But Russell Douglas I think he can match up well.
Victor, ever too busy trying to find Gabe Davis.
I know, right?
He's missing. That wish of bringing up Jim Harbaugh.
Oh, did they drop everything? Wow. Okay.
I didn't want Jim Harbaugh anyways. He would not fit well with what we do.
No, I don't think I think he loves Michigan anyways. He ain't going. Thank you, man. I appreciate it, brother.
Thank you, Yep. All right, so we'll be back. Why don't you tell everyone what's on tap for the week?
Yeah. So tomorrow at 7:30 is Nuclear Heat Wave Wrestling Podcast. So if you like wrestling, that'll be on at 7:30. Thursday at 7:30, Mafia Means Family Podcast. They will be back. As you guys know, last week Sean from Red, White, and Bills filled in. But they will be back, Mini Mafia Mom at 7:30 on Thursday. Friday, obviously, Friday Night Lights at 8:30. Saturday at 2 is Fantasy Kingdom. And then at 6 o'clock is the AFC East Shakedown. And that will be on my channel this weekend. So, guys, that was, it was a much-needed win. This was a much funner podcast to do.
Yes, it was.
Right.
Victory Monday, baby.
Right, rather than just bitching all night. So we appreciate you guys coming on, man. We love you, Bills Mafia. And as always, go Bills. We're out of here. Peace.
Go Bills.